Well, everyone, iOS 17 has been very, very interesting because from my experience, there hasn't really been like back-to-back versions of software where Apple has basically dropped which were like perfect or very, very good. I feel like with iOS 13 to iOS 14, that was a pretty interesting change. 14 to 15 was pretty good, but 15 also had some issues. 16 was honestly overall pretty good, in my opinion. But 17 as of right now has actually been pretty great. There's a couple of things that annoy me with this version of software, which I'll talk about later at the end of this video. But so far, it's been a pretty expected version of software. Basically, all the issues I was expecting happened, but they kind of got fixed. And I will say for the most part, it's a pretty good version of software, which I'm really, really excited about. Which is funny because with the iPhone 15s, I feel like with these devices, they're more buggier than iOS 17 is as a software on like an iPhone XR, which is always so weird to see. Now, some things that I would normally expect with the new version of software, performance dips, glitches, bugs, battery life not being that great, overheating. So far from the consensus I've seen as well as my own devices that I have, those issues did happen, but they haven't really been as bad as previous versions of software. And on top of that, it's been an overall stable version of software, which is very good to see. That's something I always love seeing with these types of phones, and that's something I would expect to see going forward. Now on top of that, with the iPhones, the iPhone 15s we all know about, there's lots of issues going on with these devices, and this is the one area where I'm kind of saddened about, because with the iPhone 15, 15 Pro, 15 Pro Max, 15 Plus, I feel like Apple could actually go ahead and put a little bit more effort with with the hardware of these devices, because what we don't want to see is Apple to go ahead and, kind of have an iOS 17 version that's like buggy, but also have hardware defects on their phones. That is going to be a really bad mess, and I could see a lot of people losing a lot of patience with their devices and essentially going back to their older ones because they don't want to deal with a newer phone that also has issues. So that's something that kind of scares me. But overall, my experience on iOS 17 has been pretty great on all the phones that I basically own that I installed it with. Like I said, if you install it on the latest phones, it's going to be good for the most part. But on the older ones too, like my iPhone XR, my XS, my iPhone 11 and 11 Pro, have all been pretty good. My only gripe though is that on the older phones, you are getting limited versions of software, which I feel like was kind of the more annoying thing. I feel like Apple could have just went through and kind of, gave us more features on even an iPhone 11 or 11 Pro or 11 Pro Max, but they didn't do that, and that does kind of upset me a tiny bit. But other than that, I feel like this device, at least all my devices on iOS 17 so far, have been aging pretty well on this version of software. So that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.